This morning, Maine is involved in 33 federal lawsuits against the Trump administration. 3 of them are Maine specific, 2 regarding the issue of transgender athletes. And 1 is a suit filed after the Trump administration threatened to withhold a National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration grant. Political reporter Jackie Mundry has been tracking all of this for us. She joins us in the studio tonight with more information. Jackie.
Megan, last week I sat down with Maine Attorney General Aaron Frey. He says by joining these federal lawsuits, he's protecting the interests of Mainers.
I served under Donald Trump's administration the first time around for a couple of years, and there did seem to be more restraint.
Aaron Frey, a Democrat, has been the state's attorney general for 6 years, and this is his second Trump administration. He says last time Donald Trump was in office, he and his team didn't see as much of a need to file federal lawsuits.
It does seem as though there's been less fidelity to what Congress has directed for spending, has directed for programs, and instead is, using what the president perceives to be his power to do what he wants with the money or the programs that have been passed out of Congress.
Maine has joined 30 multi-state lawsuits. Some of these are against the president himself, while others are against federal agencies like the National Institute of Health, the Department of Transportation, or the Department of Education.
When Maine has been, promised money by Congress, that Congress is not willing to sort of step in and say, no, Mr. President, we've already said where the money goes.
Frey says the point of these lawsuits is to keep money allocated to Maine coming into the state.
It is preserving resources flowing back into the state. And so when I think about, the longer days that my team is spending because they're taking on a little bit more work, it also means that it's about $186 million that has been preserved to come into the state of Maine.
Frey says there has been success in these lawsuits, including a settlement by the United States Department of Agriculture to no longer withhold school lunch program funding.
When we see him in court, we will win.
There is also the lawsuit filed by the Department of Justice against the Maine Department of Education.
Maine's leadership has refused to comply at every turn,
as well as a lawsuit against the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration for withholding a $9 million grant from Maine.
We don't know why. We can speculate as to why the Trump administration decided to only target Maine in pulling back this grant. But this was for saltwater restoration in down east Maine.
Frey says, these lawsuits are creating more work for the attorneys in his office. He has not had to contract outside law firms for the work, and the attorneys who are working on these lawsuits are not being paid any more taxpayer dollars. Instead, they are just working longer hours to keep up with the demand.